Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope all of you are having an outstanding week so far. Students, this is an IELTS speaking class focusing on the 12 to 15 minute interview that takes place separate from the listening, reading, writing, either before that part or after or on the same day. And the focus of this speaking interview will be technology, part 2, everyday technology. These materials, these lessons are coming from aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Visit us there. For the general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. If you really want to improve quickly and you truly want to get the most out of these live classes, the best is to combine it with our websites using aehelp.com by clicking this big red button that's just off to my right there, or my left, and making sure to sign up and following the instructions, the tips, the strategies. We're an IDP affiliate, a British Council partner, and IELTS test registration center. So again, when you combine these live lessons with the full course, you're really learning quickly and effectively to get the scores that you need for your IELTS exam. For the general IELTS, it's the same idea. It's gieltshelp.com. It's the green background. Again, you just click these big red buttons right there, and you are on your way to really effective learning. It is a one-time payment, and you get lifetime access. Welcome, Anna, Carolina, Avila. Nice to see Ariadna, Ulbosin, so many great students here in the class with us today. Thank you for joining. Premium users, you have 2 extra classes each week. Of course, that's another huge perk of signing up for those websites, is you get 2 more live classes, one tomorrow and then one on a Friday. We'll do task 1 academic writing in tomorrow's Zoom class. Students, if you want to check that out, follow this link here, and you can see what those extra live classes will look like. You can also get our apps, Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help. Link those apps to the websites, and follow us on Instagram, IELTS_AEHelp and GIELTS Help. If you still have some questions, you're not sure, you're curious about those courses or about the IELTS, just send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. Okay, so yesterday we did listening part 1, part 2. Next week we'll finish that exam. We'll do listening part 3 and part 4, so you get the full exam concept for the listening section. Today we're into speaking, and then for premium users tomorrow you are into task 1 writing and another speaking class on Friday. For those of you who aren't too familiar with us yet, check out our new speaking video that we added to YouTube. This was with a student who registered for a practice speaking exam, and then we published it. All right, check that out. If you like this class, if you like what you're learning, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Get notifications of when these classes are actually going on. Students, let's get into speaking. All right, so you go to your speaking exam. Go early, like early. Go to the speaking exam 1 hour before. Students, this is a speaking class, so make sure you repeat what I say, copy what I say, the words, the intonation, write down new vocabulary. Okay, so tip 1, go to your speaking exam early, like 1 hour before, and use English only. Okay, really switch into English before you talk with the examiner. One of the worst situations for the speaking exam is speaking in a different language right up until you meet with the examiner, and then suddenly now you have to switch to English. It's not good. I've seen that, and students don't actually speak their best until like the end of the interview, which is not good. Okay, so switch to English early. All right. So when you go into the exam room, the examiner will say, welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. May I see your identification? Students, I'm looking at the chat. Give me some nice full sentence answers and we'll get cracking. Yes, of course. Here's my ID that I used to register. Please take a look. Okay, so there you go. Yes, of course, here's my ID that I used to register. Please take a look. Nice full sentence answer. Be fluent, be confident. Don't just say, yeah, sure. You need to express yourself. It's good for your thinking. Okay. Magnus Min, nice. Magnus, good answer. This is what Magnus says in the chat. Magnus says, yes, gladly. Here is my ID card that I used for registration a couple of weeks ago. Please have a look at it. Very good, Magnus. Okay. All right. And then the examiner will ask you, what is your full name? Let's get these a little bit bigger. I'm thinking these are looking a little small. Some of you probably using the mobile phone for this. Let's make this a tad bigger for you. There we go. I don't want you squinting if you're using the mobile phone. Everybody knows the meaning of squinting. Squinting means when you kind of close your eyes to try to see better. Squint, to close your eyes to try and see better. No squinting. I don't want to be the cause of prescription glasses or the reason that your eyes are going bad. There you go, a little bit bigger text for you. All right, so again, what is your full name? Now there's a kind of a sneaky hidden question here in the IELTS that the examiners are thinking. The sneaky hidden question is, what should I call you? So this is like your nickname or the English version of your name. Okay, or a short form of your name. Okay, so that's what they're looking for when they're thinking about the what should I call you, or maybe just your first name, right? Or your surname. Who knows? Somebody maybe is just called by their surname. Okay. All right. Aisha has this answer for us. Aisha says, my given name is Aisha and my last name is Bint El Abrar. Please call me by my given name. Yeah, and when you say that, Aisha, it is nice culturally, it's nice to say Aisha. It's good to repeat the name that you want to be called. You don't have to, it's correct without it, but it's nice because it helps that person, right? You're always, when you're in the IELTS and when you're practicing good communication, or let's not even say good, we'll say great communication. And you might be thinking, well, Adrian, what is great communication, right? And I've said this lots before. It's empathetic communication. It's communication where you're thinking about your listener. Okay, this is the key. Students, if you want to improve your band score quickly on IELTS, this is the key right here. Great communication is where you think about your listener when you speak to make information clear and easy to understand. Okay? That's what you want to focus on. New and fun. No, premium users have Zoom tomorrow, but we will use Zoom in class today, yeah, to practice some speaking for sure. Okay, so again, students, repeat after me. Great communication is where you think about your listener when you speak to make information clear and easy to understand. Okay, so even in a question like this, what is your full name? When you say my given name is Aisha and my last name is Bint El Ibrar, please call me by my given name. Repeat your given name. Make it easy for them to learn the pronunciation and learn your given name. So say, please call me by my given name, Aisha, right? And then the person goes, okay, Aisha, thank you, right? So think about your listener, okay? The examiner doesn't know you. And if they're from another country, they don't know maybe your cultural practices or the geography of where you live, okay? So make it really clear. Don't overspeak, okay? Don't make them feel like they're a little child, but speak to them clearly, okay? So where do you live? Okay? So again, answer in a nice full sentence, okay? So again, make information clear. Give complete and coherent information, but do not infantilize. Okay? So treat like a child. Okay? So Nurilo says, I live in Uzbekistan right now. All right, that's a little short. Okay, that's only going to get you like a band 5. Okay. So Nurilo says, I live in Uzbekistan right now. Let's make this from a band 5 into a band 9. I live in Uzbekistan right now in the capital city of Tashkent in a 3-bedroom detached house in the northern suburbs. Okay, that would be your band 9. Okay, you want to be specific, right? So again, it's like you live in Uzbekistan. Okay, great. You might as well say I live on Earth. Okay. Okay, so you want to give a little bit more. Nurila says, oh, okay. Mateo, very nice. So Mateo says, currently I live in Corrientes, a little town in, not north of Argentina. I'm guessing you're in Argentina, right? In the north of Argentina, a little town in the north of Argentina. Okay. Not north of, okay. In the north of Argentina. And then you might add a little bit more, like I live in a 4-bedroom home with my parents and 2 siblings. Okay, so that's a little bit more complete. Juan is saying, yeah, another fellow citizen. That's great. We've got people from all over the world. Students, again, if you're enjoying this lesson and you really want to pass IELTS fast with a great score, spend like 20 to 50 bucks US and join our websites. That's where you're going to find all these speaking videos, training questions on all kinds of topics. And maybe Carolina can be kind enough to help us out, throw those URLs into the chat, and then you guys can find these materials after and make the right decision to really improve quickly. Okay. All right, let's get into these part 1 questions. So part 1, the examiner will say, let's talk about television and movies. How much time do you watch television each week? Okay. Now, students, pay really close attention to questions and use the questions, especially in the beginning, to answer. Okay. Give full sentence answers. So use the questions to stay on topic and give fluent, accurate answers. Okay. So how much time do you watch television each week? Okay, Kevin Bowie, nice to have you in the class. Happy New Year, Kevin. Kevin's a long time student of ours and has done the IELTS and speaks very good English. Kevin gives us this answer today. Kevin says, I don't spend a lot of time in a week watching TV, just 3 hours. My family has a habit of leaving the TV on in the background while we are having meals together so that we can get the latest news and chat about it. We learned in the news program yesterday that a major food production company in Vietnam knowingly sold pate contaminated with salmonella bacteria, and we all said we were appalled. Okay, Kevin, beautiful answer. Now, students, you can answer this much, so it's like 2 nice big complex sentences, or 3. Really well done. I like the direct answer, so this is what I mean, students. Kevin knows this very well. Use the question to answer. I don't spend a lot of time in a week watching TV, just 3 hours. It's like, boom, there's your answer. When you do that, the examiner gives you the floor. So they allow you to speak because they know you're on topic. Okay? They don't like long answers when you're off topic, but they like complete answers when you're on topic. And in this case, Kevin is on topic. We know that from the first sentence. Okay? If Kevin would start with my family has a habit of leaving the TV on, then that would worry me. So if this were the start, if this part were the start of Kevin's answer, that would be a problem, because then we would be like, what? What's going on? And the examiner might interrupt you, right? Sometimes students say, oh, well, the examiner doesn't let me speak so much or interrupts me. That's probably because you're not answering accurately, okay? All right, so as long as you answer accurately in the beginning, they'll let you finish that answer. Now, having said that, you do want to be concise, right? So Kevin, here in the end, when you say a major food production company in Vietnam knowingly sold pate contaminated with salmonella bacteria, and we all said we were appalled, you don't need to say we all said. You can just say we were appalled. So you can take that part out. Okay, so you can just say pate contaminated with salmonella. We were appalled. Okay, you don't even need the bacteria, because salmonella is a bacteria. We usually know that. It's a very common type of bacteria in spoiled food. Okay, so work on being concise, but it's good to have that kind of complete answer explanation example. Okay, let's jump to this question here. Do you prefer watching movies or television shows? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. Okay, so I'm more into watching a TV series than a full-blown blockbuster, simply because I usually do not have more than half an hour for a TV, and that's about the average length of a sitcom. Yesterday I watched an episode of Friends with my brother, and we had a good laugh. Okay, there you go. So again, nice fluent answer, explanation, and example. Okay. So students, here we go. Repeat after me. Do you prefer watching movies or television shows? I'm more into watching a TV series than a full-blown blockbuster, simply because I usually do not have more than half an hour for TV, and that's about the average length of a sitcom. Yesterday I watched an episode of Friends with my brother, and we had a good laugh. Okay. Juan has kind of a similar answer. Let's take a look, Juan. Juan says, I prefer shows because they are short and I can watch an episode in 20 minutes. Movies usually take a lot of time and I get bored these days. I'm rewatching BB. Okay. Not sure what BB is, but sounds good. Okay. Yeah, very similar. Yeah, and it's a little bit shorter, but it could still get a 9, Juan. It's nice and clear explanations there and examples there. So it's good. It's good. Okay. Magnus says, I'm more into watching movies on TV as I really enjoy the storyline of the film. Last Sunday, I watched Red Rain, and it's very dramatic and cinematic. Avila, Breaking Bad. Okay, got it. Yes, very famous show, Breaking Bad. That's right. Okay. Great. Students, you're on the right path. I'm seeing some nice language in the chat. Make sure you learn from each other. And if you're seeing some new vocabulary come up, then ask each other questions. What does that word mean? What is Breaking Bad about? What does the word cinematic mean? You can ask those questions from each other in the chat too. When you're done with the part 1 of the speaking, it's about 5 minutes in length, then the examiner will say that is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these questions. Think about your answers. You can take notes in this 1 minute time if you wish, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. Is that clear? And then you say, yes, it is. And then the examiner will say, talk about technology that you use every day. Now, of course, a lot of candidates here will immediately go, mobile phone. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you is don't talk about your mobile phone. It's far too common of an answer, students choosing to talk about their mobile phone for part 2 when they're talking about an object. So avoid talking about a mobile phone. Think about something else, okay? That will give you an edge, a chance to probably get a better band score. So don't talk about your mobile phone. Talk about some other technology that you use every day, okay? All right. So read the card. What is this technology? How do you use it? Where and why do you use it every day? What would happen if you no longer had this technology available? Now, I can see some people are talking about their computer. Don't talk about your computer either. Okay? Try to pick one that's not so obvious. Okay? Try to pick one that, you know, the examiner will say, hey, I really enjoyed that. Finally, somebody talking about an object that's not their laptop or their mobile phone. Okay, so not your computer, not your mobile phone, something else, students, something else. There's a lot of technology that we use every single day. Think about it. Okay, Nick says, my fridge. Yeah, absolutely, right? Life would be hard if you didn't use your fridge every day. YouTube is software technology. It's not bad. I would think about hardware here instead of software. Think hardware, electronics, appliances. Not so much software. Software can be tricky to talk about. I would say avoid software. Okay. All right. Jovo, laptop is still the computer. Anna says, how about my oven? Okay. Magnus, getting into something specific like the GPU might be a little bit too much. Okay. Right. How about a toaster oven? Okay. Okay. Stovetop. How about that? Right? Lots of you use the... Yeah, Sarvam says, how about a hair dryer? Love it. Hair dryer. If you're using a hair dryer every day to dry your hair in the morning real quick before you run off to work or school, that's a great one. Car, even a car is better. E-bike. could be a good one too if we're talking about it. Car is going to be better than a laptop or a mobile. Okay, so think about that. Students, let's get talking through Zoom. So again, we're going to really get into it by practicing with real voices. I'm going to put the Zoom link into the chat. This is the Zoom link here, and we'll talk on Zoom. You'll get to hear your peers chatting. You can volunteer. This is the same kind of Zoom experience that you get when you are a premium user of our website. So I'm going to open up that Zoom session and start letting you in. Okay, I will continue using my camera here on YouTube. You're welcome to use your camera on Zoom. And then we'll actually practice this speaking interview with audio, and you'll get to know what is a band 4-5 fluency pronunciation, as well as the content of what you should be looking at. Okay, all right, so we've got 4 people in here already. I'm going to put on my headset while we wait for a couple more people. Again, students, if you like this class and you really want to do more, treat yourself to some good English learning, join aehelp.com. Get all of our materials so you get continued support for these classes. Okay, continuity and regular practice are so important for fast improvement and good grades. Okay, let me get everybody in here. I see there are 12 people in the weight room, which is fantastic. And students, I'm guessing everybody who's here wants to volunteer, which is nice.
Guessing everybody who's here wants.
Abraham, do you want to unmute yourself? You've got your hand up.
Yes, Mr. Adrian. How are you? Good evening from here, from Indonesia.
From
and
Indonesia.
Good morning to you.
Thank you. Good evening
All right,
to
yes,
you,
Adrian.
Abraham. I'm good. Abraham, let's just jump right in. We've got so many volunteers. Let's try to give as many a chance as possible. So we'll go right into it. Are you ready?
Yes, Mr. Adrian.
Okay, so welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. We are currently in Jakarta. The time right now is 7 p.m. May I see your identification?
Gary, this is my ID that I used to register for the IELTS exam last month. Please take a look at it.
What is your full name?
My first name is Abraham. My last name is Abimanyu. Please call me by my first name for short, Abraham.
Okay. Abraham, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better, and some questions on a general topic. What do you do to unwind?
To relax, I usually listen to English song. I enjoy listening to them because it helps me forget a stressful day and to learn English, especially in pronunciation and vocabulary.
Let's talk about television and movies. What was the last movie or show that you watched?
The last movie I watched was A Little Boy. I watched it with my friend on Sunday evening, and we spent about 1.5 hours enjoying the film, and we use an online platform to watch it together. So it is really a lovely moment.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Abraham, you're doing really well, especially in part 1. Like, you really improved your game. Your part 1 is like a strong band 7.5, 8.5. It was really good. Very nice, fluent, confident introduction. You're paying attention to the instructions. So when I asked for your name, it was interesting because when I asked you for your passport, you said, here's my ID that I used to register a couple of weeks ago. Please take a look. It was nice and fast. And then when I asked you for your name, you actually slowed down a little bit on purpose to make sure that I can clearly understand your name. And then, as I told you with Aisha's example, you actually said, please call me by my given name, Abraham. and you really pronounced it, and that's the kind of communication that's going to be rewarded with high band scores, where it's not just English, but it's expert communication. The listener feels like you're thinking about them when you're talking to them. Okay. That was really good. That was really good. When I asked you this last question, what was the last movie or show that you watched? You said last movie I watched was A Little Boy. I watched it with my friend last Saturday evening. It was about 90 minutes. We were streaming online. That's okay. You're going a little off topic. It's more about the movie. So I would have said something like the movie was about the challenging life of a young boy growing up in South Africa. Okay, something, I'm just making that up, but something like that, right? So just a little piece about the movie instead of, you know, what you're doing there. So that's my one critique. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
But otherwise it was good. Otherwise it was really, really good. In the future, Abraham, I suggest now that you have kind of figured out the introduction in part 1 really well, target part 2 and part 3. So spend more of your time on part 2 and part 3 questions. Okay.
Okay, absolutely, Mr. Arjan.
All right.
I like your YouTube class because before the class, as usual, I prepare for the practice video. So it's really, I really enjoy it. Every YouTube class.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
That's a really good tip, because you know, I do have all the questions and materials for the premium classes as well. So maybe what I'll do in the future when I send out the emails for the premium classes is I will include the questions that we're going to cover in the class. Do you think, would you like that? Would you like me to include that into the email?
Oh, sure.
Yeah?
Finally, I would see that's what the topic that you will present in every Friday class. So
Yeah,
we
okay.
have better preparation to raise our hand and then speak and answer your question.
Yeah, I'll do that. So I'll include the questions. I just made a note for myself. I'll include the questions, and then those people who want to kind of try it spontaneously, because of course in the real exam you don't see the questions before the class, right? So, or before the interview. So then I'll give a chance for the students to decide. So for, if you're a premium user, if you're a paying user, you can decide if you want to look at the questions in the email before the class and kind of practice for them, or if you just want to ignore them and try it spontaneously, like in the real test. So I'll do that. I'll add them in. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Adrian. Yeah, but yeah, improper speaking is very important. Yeah, because in real exam we don't know that exactly the question that the examiner asks us. So
yeah, it's any question will come at you. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, Abraham. Have a great day.
Thank you. You're welcome, Mr. Adrian. Bye.
Bye for now. Okay, students, give Abraham a big thumbs up. That was really, really good. And we'll choose someone else here. Ali Nabizadeh, you have your hand up too. Do you want to chime in?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Ali Nabizadeh. I am from Azerbaijan, which is which is placed on the coast of Caspian Sea, the capital city of Baku.
Ah, okay. Well, thank you for that introduction, Ali. And why are you taking the IELTS exam?
I'm planning to apply a bachelor's degree program abroad. That's why I'm planning to participate in this exam.
Okay, great. Yeah. All right. Well, let me give you a little bit of help. Are you ready for a couple questions?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about movies and TV shows. Do you think movies and television are a good way to learn about different cultures?
Definitely, because when you watch a TV show, you can obtain a great amount of information, and with this way, you can also realize some cultural facts, and it really helps you to learn about multiple cultures. On top of that, you can also like learn new languages with this way.
If you could make a TV show, what would that be about?
Tough question. I mean, I have never think about that, but if I forced to make it, I would most probably make something related to football because I'm really into it, and it can be also interesting for me.
Okay, that is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. Okay, I'm going to stop there and just give you a little bit of feedback. So, very nice. Okay, Ali, not bad at all. I think this is your first time talking with me, and you're doing great. Good confidence. Good fluency. I think your fluency would score like a band 8. Your coherence is about a band 7. Grammatical accuracy is about a band 6. Grammatical range is 6. And overall, I think you would get about 6.5 to 7. Okay.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
recently also participated in IELTS exam on January 12, and I scored 7 from listening, but sorry, 7 from speaking, but generally my score is too low because of reading and listening. That's why I should also retake my speaking, because my university doesn't accept one skill retake. That's why I should participate again on the exam.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah, so it was a good guess for me to say 7, right? 6.57. I think you can actually get better. I think you can actually get a
Yeah, I'm a bit
7.5.
stressed now. That's why, because it's my first time.
And I can give you a couple of quick tips to help you. So I think you can definitely get a 7.5. In fact, I think that with a bit more practice, you could even aim for like a band 8 in the speaking within like a month of practice. I'll explain what. Okay, so here the question was, do you think movies and televisions are a good way to learn, or television are a good way to learn about different cultures? Okay, you said definitely. Remember what I said, Ali? Use the question. So instead of just saying definitely, so you can say definitely, I think TV is a great way to find out about other cultures. So you can answer more directly using the question. So definitely, I think TV is a great way to find out about other cultures, because when you watch a television show, avoid you. And this is advice that I always give to students. It's in the course material as well. Try not to use you in your speaking. It's confusing and it's awkward. We do it in everyday conversations, but it's not a good way of speaking. Okay, so instead of you, use words in this case like people. When people watch a television show, they can instead of you can. They can. Okay. They can obtain a great amount of information, and they can, and you don't even need the you or they here, and can realize a lot of cultural facts. The other piece that's missing, Ali, is your examples. So I think if you include a simple example, and don't say for example or for instance, just give the example, I think you can jump to a 7.5 like right away. Okay.
Thanks for great tips.
Yeah, let me show you here, and then you'll try this question one more time, and you'll feel that difference between the 6.57 and the 7.5. Okay, so instead of me giving it to you, you give it to me. So what is a cultural fact that you can learn from a TV show? Give me a cultural fact that you can learn from a TV show. Anything that jumps to mind. I'm sure there's
Might
lots.
be you can learn about their cultural food cuisine. It can be a great way, because when you watch a TV show about related food, you can obtain information about
Okay.
cuisine.
Let's be even more specific, and I love where you're going with this, Ali. So let's be even more specific. When you watch shows about people in the U.S. and Canada, or kind of in the West, what kind of foods are they always eating in those shows typically?
To be honest, I'm not that much. I don't have that much information
Yeah, you
about
do. Yes, you do, Ali. They're always eating burgers, fries,
burgers.
hot
Yeah, yeah,
dogs,
yeah. Fast
hot.
food.
Right, exactly. Don't be shy. Call a
Yeah,
spade, right?
okay.
And so here, when you said people can learn a great deal of information and realize a lot of cultural facts, like local cuisines, like local food, in American films. people are always eating burgers and pizza. Right? So you can give that. So here's the answer. Try it. Okay, so this is the answer. Oh, definitely. I think TV is a great way to find out about other cultures, because when people watch television, they obtain a lot of information and can realize cultural facts like about local food. In American films, people are always eating burgers and pizza. One more time, Ali, try it. This isn't just Ali, this is for everybody. So do you think movies and television are a good way to learn about different cultures?
Definitely, I think it's a great way because you can learn a lot of things about multiple cultures. When you watch a TV show about an American about preparation process of American food, people can learn that they can eat, American people usually use fast food in their on a daily basis, and that can be sometimes unhealthy for their health, but that's their culture.
Oh, okay. A little bit too much opinion in there at the end, but that's okay. I think you got a little bit too deep into the thought. Just keep it simpler, right? So,
Okay.
so
I'm a bit stressed. That's why I sometimes I forget some words. That's why in order to fix them, I talk a bit much than usual.
yeah, and that's okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. So the trick is, right, slow it down a little bit. By the way, you did that really well in the next question where you slowed it down and you said, tough question. I mean, I never thought about it. And you bought a little bit of time. That was really good there. Okay. Ali, a bit more practice. I highly recommend checking out some of those strategies in our premium course and in these classes and using them, because I do think that if you apply some of these strategies a little bit more effectively, you'll quickly improve that score by a half band at least, okay?
Okay, I will join most probably after the lesson.
Okay, Ali, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. All right, everybody.
You too.
Thanks, Ali. Give Ali a big thumbs up. That was great. Kevin, why don't you unmute yourself? We haven't heard from you in a long time. Keep calm and get 9 in IELTS. Hi, Kevin.
Hello, Mr. Adrian. Can you hear me okay?
I can, and I'm having a good chuckle to myself about your avatar there with the keep
okay.
calm. And,
That old avatar.
It's one of the coolest avatars I've seen, and it's not just because of the IELTS, but because it's so on point, right? A lot of times people have trouble to get a good score because they're so nervous or so stressed, and I think it really fits well with the keep calm and get 9.0 on in IELTS. I love it.
That is true. That's true. It's definitely the bar is really high, so I want myself to be a bit composed when I'm trying to hit it.
Nice. All right, Kevin. Well, happy New Year to you. Good to have you back here. Let's do part 2. Did you have a chance to think about part 2?
Yes, I've had a moment to think about what I'm gonna say.
Okay, then I will start you off and give you feedback after. So that is the end of part 1. Let's continue with part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. Talk about technology that you use every day. Your 1-minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Okay, so one technology that I use on a daily basis is my Honda Wave scooter, and this technology is, as you can already guess, is my means of transport that I use to get around every day. I didn't really buy it myself. It is a hand-me-down from my father. And in terms of its appearance, it is a manual scooter, which means I have to operate it to manually shift the gear or the gears with my using the pedals. The scooter itself has a smooth and sleek design, which I think helps with aerodynamics and with fuel mileage. It has a typical design of most scooters with a handlebar, a long seat. Underneath there is a trunk, not so much roomy, but enough for me just to fit my helmet and a few more items like my raincoats. I usually hop on my scooter on a daily basis. It gets me from point A to point B. Usually, I use it to get to school and to work. Like earlier today, I used my scooter to escape traffic jams because it is so compact. Like it measures 80 centimeters across, which means that I can fit into like the gap between two cars whenever the traffic gets really dense. I
You're
couldn't
too,
imagine. Sorry. Okay.
your 2 minutes are up. I will stop you there. And we'll go on to part three. Sorry, you know what? Before I give you feedback, just finish your thought, Kevin. Finish that last question.
Oh yes. So I was getting to the last point on the cue card. I was saying that I just can't imagine what my life would be like without this scooter because um, if I happened to lose it or to if it was stolen, then I would have to get a new one because there's just no way that I would walk all the way to my workplace or to my school. It's such a long distance.
Okay, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, Kevin, band nine. Band nine for sure. No question. No question in my mind that that's a band nine. So students, when you're listening to Kevin's answer here for part two, you're probably thinking a few things. You're probably thinking, like I'm thinking, you're probably going, well, Kevin sounds almost like a native speaker, right? I mean, pronunciation very clear, very easy to understand. Kevin's speech, a very nice intonation, great vocabulary, right? So very descriptive. Honda Wave scooter, very natural, as you can guess. This is what I use to get around every day. I weave in and out of traffic between the gap that's between the cars and so forth. So all of that is just beautiful, right? So all of the indicators of the IELTS, the fluency, coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range, accuracy, it's all there. But what some people might not realize, some of you I'm sure do, because some of you are like, ah, yeah, Kevin's doing that. And some of you who are maybe a little bit newer don't realize this, but what Kevin's doing really well is the storytelling, the structuring of the answer, right? So Kevin's following a piece of advice that we teach in the course material as well, which is when you're talking about an object, you want to describe it. So you want your listener to see that object visually, right? And you want to tell its origin. Where did Kevin get that scooter from? It was a hand-me-down from dad. So dad had the scooter. He maybe upgraded or didn't need it any longer and said, here, son, have my scooter. So we know the origin story, right? The use. How do you use this scooter? What do you do with it, right? Kevin gave us lots of great information about that. We know that it's a manual scooter that has a clutch. It needs shifting. We know a bit about its trunk capacity and the helmet and the jacket that can go in there. Its function, its everyday use to get to and from school and work and everyday commutes, very clearly described by Kevin. And then his experience with it, basically saving time and stress by not being stuck in traffic and getting from A to B very effectively and quickly. So very nicely structured with those pieces, Kevin. Well done.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adrian. And I just really want to say this. It's all that my performance at the moment right now, I wouldn't have got to where I am at the moment had it not been for all of your recommendations and all of your support. So I just want you to know that I'm really, really appreciative of your time.
You're super welcome, and I'm very happy that you said that. I'm very flattered that you said that. It makes it really so much more enjoyable for me to keep teaching. I love it anyway, but this really makes it great. And when I see this kind of structuring and this kind of very clear, fluent language, it means that great things are happening. So, thanks, Kevin, and thank you for being here and sharing that. That was really great. That was fantastic. Thanks for that Band 9 example. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. Please have an awesome rest of your day.
Thanks, Kevin. All right, everybody, give Kevin a big thumbs up. That he definitely deserves it. And that's where hard work, commitment, and practice will get you, students. It is possible. And I love it when, sometimes when students reach Kevin's level, they kind of go on to bigger, better things in the world, and don't really come back to these classes. And then sometimes, you know, students are like, is it possible to get to that level? But when we have students come back and share this level of not just English, but communication skills, then it really encourages others to do the same, to say, hey, you know what? Kevin did it. I can do it. So yes, you can. Just put in the work. Okay. All right, let's take somebody else. Let's. I don't think we've heard any female voices yet. So let's try one. Let's try to find a female voice here. I can definitely see a few more guys volunteering, but let's try. I don't know. Anna, are you there? Do you want to try, Anna? Some part 3 questions, maybe, if you're there, Anna.
Yes, I am here. Just I'm in the sick list. I caught the virus on Saturday and Sunday. Just
Okay.
like a bit of holiday from duties.
Okay, and we can see you too. Good to see you,
Yeah.
Anna. Happy New Year. All right, Anna, let's jump into a couple of part 3 questions. Are you ready?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let's talk about technology and its relevance to everyday life. In what ways has technology changed the daily life of individuals in the past decade?
Technology has changed dramatically because this is a lot of technology like a laptop, smartphone, which has AI on daily basis, and I think in this way, this technology has changed and they're using AI, and this AI dramatically helps to all its users. So compared to 10 years ago, laptops and desktops didn't have AI together with the browser, but in 2026 every laptop has an AI app like Gemini or ChatGPT, and in this way technology has changed dramatically.
Do you think people are too dependent on technology for basic tasks?
Yes, definitely. People always rely on technology because it is really hard to live without technology, because everyone works on their laptop in average for 5 or 6 hours a day, and every person in the world need to send their emails to teachers and employers. So without this, our life could be impossible. So yes, everyone use technology, and people even can't imagine their life without mobile phones. So these days we are so addictive from gadgets.
Okay, I'm going to stop with those two because I think it's a good one to focus on. And a nice fluency. I think you would probably get about a band 7 with that. Maybe a 7.5 for part 3. 7.5. You want to focus on being a little bit more concise, so you have a little bit of repetition in your answers that make the answers a bit run-on or a bit wordy. So focus on being a bit more concise. You know, like here you said technology has changed dramatically. And then you explained AI. That was great. I loved how you brought AI into this. I think it's definitely one of the biggest leaps in technology in the last decade.
Yeah.
And then you explained, you gave specific examples of ChatGPT and can you repeat this after me? It's Gemini.
Gemini.
Not Gemini. Gemini.
Gemini. Google
Gemini.
AI.
Yeah, that's the Google AI. It's called Gemini. Gemini has meaning, right? So Gemini. So yes, I agree. Don't forget those examples, right? So what is the difference of a person using AI today versus 10 years ago? So for instance, you can say these days when people want to make a decision, for instance, about what car to buy, they will get the advice of AI. That's how my
Yeah.
friend just bought their Honda Civic, right? So so don't forget those examples. And then here's another really important tip, everybody. When you have the follow-up question, so in part 3, oftentimes the second question is related to the first one, like, do you think people are too dependent on technology? You could have totally used AI for that one, Anna. So you could have said, yes, absolutely. AI is a perfect example. People are way over dependent. People are asking for emotional advice from AI, which I think is a bad idea, right? Like,
Yeah.
AI is not a psychologist. It is not a counselor. Don't ask it for emotional advice, right? So connect between the questions. It's very good to make those connections. You use quantitative language, like 5 to 8 hours a day. Very useful, right? When we're talking about too dependent, super useful. So I really like that. You realize, like, okay, numbers are really good here, right? Too dependent means we spend a lot of time. What's a lot of time? Spending 10 to 12 hours a day on technology, right? So that's a really, really good thought there. Anna, you're doing fantastic. Keep practicing. I love how you're back
Thank you.
in these classes.
I haven't practiced since August or so, since September. Just I'm an expert of law and I'm a lawyer, so just all expertise of document and all law cases falls on me. So I just was really stressful in the middle of the previous week, and it was too much for me, hectic week, and just I understand this. I woke up at Saturday and I understood this. I can't do anything. Just I was literally dying. And yeah, and today just I don't think about work. What will happen on next week? It will happen in all cases. So just I can't go in this condition to work and to do anything. Just if something bad will happen, it will happen without my how it's called,
Without
appreciate yeah,
influence, maybe.
influence. Yeah.
Yeah, and students, I'm going to kind of segue into this kind of as we're nearing the end of the classes. Never give up, right? So Anna, it's okay.
And
It's
for
okay
these two
to
answers, I have 7.5, right?
yeah, and it's okay, students, if you sometimes miss a few weeks or even a few months. Just come back to it, right? It was the same thing with me. I love exercise. I love running, and after summer, I was so busy, and maybe I was a little bit lazy, so I stopped running. I stopped doing exercise for like 3 months. And now I'm back. In the last 1 or 2 months, I've been running again. Same thing when you're learning a language, right? Just keep coming back. It's okay to start again and again. Anna, thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day.
Yes, thank you so much. I hope IELTS will come soon in Ukraine. I sent the British Council the letter to IELTS work when they plan to back this exam, because it's like almost 4 years when there's no clarity. And just I wanna sit this exam in 2026. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Anna.
Okay, thank you.
All right, everybody give Anna a big thumbs up. We'll kind of wrap up the Zoom session there and the class also. But again, if you're enjoying this class, if you want more, premium users get 2 more classes each week, tomorrow and the day after. And I highly encourage you to maximize your learning. So do join us. It's aehelp.com for academic IELTS, glshelp.com for general IELTS, and that's where you can get that consistency, right? So not just a couple days a week, but you're really putting in 5, 6, 7 days a week of practice. That's when you're going to see a big change and a big improvement in your language quickly, lasting improvement. So again, visit us there. Students, this is aehelp.com here. Click the big red button, glshelp.com. Click that big red button. Premium users, see you tomorrow for task 1, writing all through Zoom. Hopefully you're there. For next week's classes, I will add the questions into the emails that go out to our premium users. So thank you for that tip, Abraham, in today's class. Have an awesome rest of your day, everybody, and we'll see you next week here on YouTube at the same time. Carolina, thank you so much for moderating and helping with the chat. I'm Adrian, signing out from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. Much love to all of you, wherever you are. Bye for now.